That violent 10-kilometer-wide asteroid named Chicxulub misses Earth by a razor-thin margin, and in a single millisecond, 66 million years of history is rewritten forever. No 100 million megaton global nuclear explosion, no violent rain of molten rock and suffocating black smoke across the skies, and no permanent Ice Age-style blackout wrapping around the planet. But this one tiny cosmic miss carries a biological terror so absolute, it erases your very existence in a heartbeat. Because if that space rock hadn't slammed into Earth 66 million years ago, forget humans ever setting foot on this planet. Even a 0.1% chance of humanity ever being born is wiped out forever. The chair you're sitting on right now, the smartphone in your hand, and the city streets you walk on wouldn't belong to humans. They would be ruled by warm-blooded reptilian monsters, dinosaurs that have been hyper-evolving for 66 million years. We often fall into the ego trap of thinking we're the smartest, most dominant creatures on Earth just because we have big brains. But the harsh reality, my friend, is that we only exist because of a cosmic accident. Before that asteroid hit, dinosaurs maintained absolute biological dominance over every single square inch of this planet for roughly 165 million years. Meanwhile, our ancestors, tiny mammalian creatures, were forced to hide underground in dark, claustrophobic burrows. They were the size of small rats or squirrels, and their entire existence was reduced to doing one thing: surviving daylight without becoming predator food. Mammals had no access to the open sky, no path to expand across the land, and zero opportunity to evolve a larger brain. Biology operates on one brutally cruel rule: as long as the apex dinosaur sits at the top of the chain, no lower species ever gets the chance to rank up. And if that space rock had missed Earth, dinosaurs wouldn't have just frozen. In time, at the moment, history recorded their end. Dinosaurs weren't slow, dim-witted, oversized lizards. Paleontology has proven that predators like the T-Rex, Velociraptor and Troodon were driven by warm-blooded metabolic engines. Their bodies were covered in dense layers of insulating feathers, and their vision and hearing were 10 times sharper than any modern hawk or Bengal tiger. Now imagine giving these killing machines an extra 66 million years of biological adaptation, refinement, and brain development. This brings us to the exact realization that gives evolutionary biologists and deep thinkers cold sweats. A 6-foot-tall raptor named Troodon dinosaur had the highest brain-to-body mass ratio of its era. They had forward-facing eyes, providing 3D depth perception, and 3-fingered hands rapidly adapting to grasp tools and objects. Paleontologist Dale Russell calculated that without the asteroid impact, Troodon would have evolved within 66 million years into a bipedal reptilian humanoid, a creature possessing an IQ equal to a human, but armed with night vision, razor-sharp teeth, a running speed of 40 miles per hour, and lethal flexible claws. Long before humans could ever be born, another violent, intelligent species would already be ruling the Earth. Which brings us to the ultimate mind-bending biological reality that puts a massive question mark on your personal existence. If dinosaurs had never vanished, primates, our monkey and ape ancestors, would have never dared to step down from the tree canopy. The most critical leap in human evolution occurred when our ancestors climbed down from the trees, stood upright on 2 feet, and began hunting and gathering across open plains. But with 8-foot pack-hunting raptors and 10-ton carnivorous dinosaurs constantly patrolling the ground below, setting 1 foot off a tree branch would have been instant suicide. Humanity would have never stood upright. We would be permanently trapped in the shadows of tree branches. Tiny, terrified, nocturnal mammals shivering in the dark. This entire human civilization, the internet, mega cities, space rockets, none of it would ever exist. The story doesn't end with terrifying predators and missing humans, brother. Have you ever wondered what the entire global environment and visual landscape of our planet would look like if dinosaurs were still alive today? The lush forests, rolling grasslands, and fields of wheat, apples, and mangoes we take for granted didn't even exist during the age of dinosaurs. Grass was practically non-existent. Instead, the world was blanketed in dense forests of ferns, conifers, and massive cycads. Sauropods, like Brachiosaurus and Argentinosaurus, weighed anywhere from 80 to 100 tons. A single Argentinosaurus consumed over a ton of vegetation every single day. These giant leviathans acted like living bulldozers, tearing through entire forests. Their continuous eating and trampling would lock the planet's ecosystems in a state of dynamic destruction, making dense rainforests like the Amazon impossible to form. Now, a major question is probably popping into your head. Wait, even if the asteroid missed, Earth went through an extreme ice age 2 million years ago, wouldn't cold-blooded reptiles have just frozen to death? That is the exact misconception Hollywood movies and outdated textbooks fed into our minds. Dinosaurs were not cold-blooded. In the frozen layers of Alaska and Antarctica, scientists discovered fossils of polar dinosaurs that were thriving in sub-zero temperatures. Raptors and theropods were covered in thick, insulating coats of feathers, much like modern penguins or polar bears. Powered by internal warm-blooded heat production and insulated feathers, these monsters would have easily weathered the brutal, freezing climates of an ice age. In fact, they would have adapted into even more lethal, white-feathered apex predators ruling the ice. Now let's step into the absolute most terrifying and mind-bending thought experiment of all. Imagine, through some cosmic miracle, humans managed to evolve alongside living dinosaurs. What would our modern world look like in 2026? Walking down the street would feel like stepping straight into a brutal survival video game. The heavy metal body of your car would be crushed like a soda can under the 12,000-pound bite force of a T-Rex descendant. Concrete homes wouldn't be safe either. A giant sauropod simply taking a stroll would shake the foundations of a 50-story skyscraper like a localized earthquake. The commercial aviation industry would be completely non-existent because gigantic flying reptiles like Quetzalcoatlus, with their 40-foot wingspans, would tear jet engines out of the sky in a fraction of a second. Instead of open concrete cities, humans would be forced to live inside underground bunkers behind heavily armored, electroplated fortress walls. The real nightmare, however, begins when you factor in the biological impact these mega creatures would have on our atmospheric chemistry. Millions of massive sauropods and herbivores digesting vegetation daily would release trillions of metric tons of methane gas. Earth's atmosphere would become so heavily saturated with carbon dioxide and methane that global temperatures would surge 8 to 10 degrees higher than today. Atmospheric oxygen levels would spike violently, triggering a terrifying evolutionary throwback. Insects, like cockroaches, spiders, and wasps, would swell back to prehistoric massive sizes. A world where mosquitoes the size of eagles rule the sky while 40-foot, razor-toothed monsters stalk the land would turn human existence into a permanent biological nightmare. You might be thinking, we're humans, we have brains, guns, tanks, and nuclear weapons. We'd wipe these monsters out in seconds. But that line of thinking is pure human arrogance. Developing high-end technology requires a stable civilization, and building a civilization requires settling safely in one place. When an apex dinosaur covered in bulletproof osteoderm scales and wielding a 12,000-pound bite force patrols every 10 miles, humanity never makes it to the Iron Age, let alone an industrial revolution. We would be permanently trapped in a primitive loop of stone tools and cave dwelling. The human brain would never get the chance to invent written language, science, or engineering, because every single second of our existence would be consumed by one thing: surviving the next second without becoming prey. Now consider the mind-bending reality that shatters the minds of astrobiologists and deep thinkers. If humans went from primitive stone tools to landing on the moon in just 300,000 years, dinosaurs had a massive 66 million year head start. Is it possible that hyper-intelligent reptilians like troodontids would have completed their own industrial revolution, millions of years before humans even existed? Could they have drained Earth's resources, built spaceports, and mastered interstellar travel? When we search deep space for alien life, we instinctively look for mammalian, carbon-based life like us. But the cosmic truth might be that 90% of habitable planets across the universe never suffered catastrophic asteroid impacts and are instead ruled by hyper-tech empires of warm-blooded reptilians. Humanity isn't the default rule of the universe. We're just an accidental anomaly. The most terrifying reality of astronomy and astrobiology, my friend, is that 66 million years is a mere blink on a cosmic scale. If that asteroid had been delayed by just a fraction of a second, the ones transmitting radio signals into deep space today wouldn't be humans. They would be hyper-advanced reptilian dinosaur scientists. The 180-kilometer-wide Chicxulub crater buried beneath Mexico's Yucatan Peninsula remains a silent reminder that nature never crowned humanity as the rightful masters of this planet. We are simply living inside a temporary pause button granted between catastrophic events. Thousands of rogue asteroids drifting through the dark void are waiting for the right moment to hit reset on Earth's biological timer once again. One more cosmic shift, and planetary dominance resets in a millisecond. If this mind-bending reality blew your mind, drop a comment below. If intelligent reptilians ruled Earth today, do you think humanity could ever coexist with them? Smash that like button and subscribe to Ruthless Intellect for more deep cosmic paradoxes that shatter your reality.